lunch hours. Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we do have a quorum. All right. Call this meeting to order. We have before us substitute HB 1525, LC number 365261 ERS. Is that correct, Mr. Ridley?
That's correct.
Tell us about your bill.
You got me going. All right. Thank y'all. I know it's late, but with this kind of come up back home on a couple of different occasions, so we'll just decided to do something real kind of quick on it. Right now, currently, like your grant writers, they don't have to be licensed. They don't have to have anything. And we've had some issues with some grant writers coming in and them hiring them, and they don't have the expertise to actually do this stuff. So that's just money and tax money wasted on these counties and cities. And so what this bill right here is doing is simply doing this. We're just kind of making a shot across the bow, I guess you would say, is we're just saying that currently, or in this bill right here, that if we decide to do this later on, that basically if they're going to put them under this bill, we're going to put them under consultants. And this will give the governor a right to hear the appeals, which he currently does not have because they're not under consultants. And also like, there's one more point I was trying to make on this. But that's basically what it's going to do. Oh, yeah, and we took out the engineers. The engineers kind of had a problem with it, and we didn't want to include them. That's the reason you see down there on line 35, it goes in talking about that no professional engineers, this don't apply to them. This is just basically your grant writers for these counties, cities, and stuff like that, where they can have the option to, or we can have the option to make them licensed if we wanted to in the future. But the most important thing is whenever you do that, and there is a problem, there's nobody to hear that appeal, so now that's the reason we're going to let the governor be able to do that. And that's what the bill does.
Do we have any questions? We do. Number 2, Representative Martin.
If the chair would allow me to direct it to the author, this wouldn't have anything to do with another bill that hadn't made it out of committee that's in this code section, would it? Can you assure me that you're not building a train to put something on?
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Well, you're a signer on that one too.
I don't know. I'm a signer on a lot of bills, and I'm sure a lot of them's in the same code section. This is not a.
So you're not intending to add anything to this bill?
I'm not intending to add anything. My intent is just to make these grant writers that we paid in my county $27,000 that didn't even fill out the right paperwork.
Right.
So grants that we had here.
You'd help if gentlemen, further. You'd help us maintain the integrity of this bill as it's written.
Sure.
And not expand it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Number 2.
Is that me right here?
That you? Yes, sir.
So, if I may understand this correctly, we want to have some accountability where grant writers are concerned.
That's right. Currently, there's nothing.
Are we going to pass any kind of legislation to hold the local people who give these people money any kind of accountability?
Well, currently, that would be a great idea. Currently, that's kind of the problem. There's nothing out there that says that this person's done these grants or whatever. They just tell them they're a grant writer, and they are, and they pay them, and then they perform or they don't.
Mr. Chairman, if I may. I mean, you need to kind of add. I don't understand that's part of the vetting process. I mean, if you want to tell your local folks at home, they may want to do a little bit better job of vetting people.
I agree with you.
All right. Any other questions from any of the committee members? Do we have anyone that wishes to address this bill, since this is a move-on type bill, to see if it has a chance? Anybody has any comments? If not, what's the pleasure of the committee? We have a second. Any further questions? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? And ayes have it unanimously. Congratulations, and good. All I can tell you is good luck from here after. Hold on.
Sit down.
I don't know who in the hell's brought, excuse me, I don't know who decided to bring this up at
Well,
the
I
last
thought I would,
minute.
'cause I
Is
asked
this
you.
yours?
We can wait if you need.
No, hold on.
Let me
If y'all would give it just a second.
pass these out.
Vice Chairman Washburn's got a bill, and I apologize for Let's see, all right. Vice Chairman.
Thank you,
Go
Mr.
ahead,
Chairman. I
present your bill.
apologize for this late addition. This is a bill that I was asked to carry. It has to do with contact sports. Basically, it just removes some people from the list of amateurs that are not subject to the commission that regulates boxing in the state. It's just a bill that removes some of these folks who are not currently under that commission.
All right, questions?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Vice Chair, you refer to this as a contact sport, but isn't it true that Coach Vince Lombardi said dancing is a contact sport, football's a hitting sport?
I believe that is true.
Any further questions? And I'll tell you, I am familiar with this because back in the day, before the former Governor Barnes killed the boxing commission and industry in the state, I was active in all of these, and this bill is absolutely correct about removing these from these kickboxing and those type of federations. All right, that being said, any other question? Mr. Martin?
Question about the formatting. We're missing a lot of lines. It goes from line 16 to 43.
What is?
The first page,
Were they just not stapled?
Well, I thank you for paying attention to that.
I'm good one time a year, Mr. Chairman. I'm like a clock, once a day.
Actually, Chairman Martin, you have done very well this year because you and I were together on the EV bill to
Yes,
protect the public from a monopoly.
Yes, sir. We're going to continue to work on that.
And it
if you
scared
like.
me to death that me and you were in full agreement.
Yes, sir. Anything I can do to help my friend from Harwell.
Really. Let's just stand at ease for a minute and let's see if anybody's got anything that they want to discuss or share with us, any prayers that they need to be given if they have gotten opposition since now the qualifying has ended. Some of us don't have to worry about that because some of us are going to retire and enjoy life.
Jan, they're printing out now. I'll somebody bring them up.
Can you get it on the computer, up on the screen?
I don't have access to that. That's past media.
I'll just go, I'll put you to page 2.
Yeah, it's a whole list.
Well, this ain't disinterested.
Yeah, it's pretty significant.
Let me see if I can help Jan out.
I can't believe you're that observed.
Some of y'all asked him
Telling you, I'm
goddamn
good one like a
questions.
clock. I'm there
Some
once
of
a
y'all
day.
asked him goddamn questions about some of these bills.
Since I left across the street.
Well, you probably got a minute. You probably got
That's all right.
I thought it was too late to do it truthfully and cancel it. We could probably do it today, so.
Well, this is more sports listings. I mean, it's gotta be it.
My first thing was, because I went to the University of Georgia and graduated and all that stuff, is when you went from C to G. That was the first thing.
You know what? I didn't pay attention because I just looked down through the darn list and I just,
Yeah, it just works out the way the second
Yeah.
page is. It's the ending of the first page, the ending of the first list and beginning of the second.
International Sport Kickboxing Association, Kickbox Association, Kickbox.
They're on their way up with it right now. Yeah.
I think we
We
all
should be
should
fine.
dodgeball. Well, yeah, I guess they can put it on the screen.
That's right. I know what they did, I know they did what they did to our EV bill. This meeting is back in order, and I want to thank Chairman Martin for recognizing this was about the strangest thing I'd ever seen. It just one blended right into the other. If you look at page 2 now, it's got that same roster of associations, but then you go into section 2, it's the same, so it's a redundant section, and it needed to be, both of them need to put into sync. Now, do we have any questions from any of the members? Any questions? If not, you're recognized for a motion. We have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a second. Any further questions from any of the members? If not, all in favor say aye. Opposed? Now, is there any other issues that any of the members want to bring before this committee before we go grab lunch? Debauchery? Well, that means we'd have to do away with the whole Senate. So, but since you're running for that, then you're trying to eliminate a job before you could get there. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. This is the day before. We may have another meeting if there's an emergency, since Tuesday is crossover day. But I want to wish everybody a happy weekend and be safe. And then we'll be back on Monday or Tuesday, and I'll see y'all then, and thank you so much.